And in today's program, we'll take a closer look at these barriers, while also hearing key recommendations on how to build a fair and sustainable environment that empowers women on their path to leadership. And we are delighted to introduce our guest today, Ms. Carolina Namayemombe, country representative of UN Women in Vietnam. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Yes. Now, first of all, I think we would all like to look at the bigger picture. So how does UN Women assess Vietnam's achievements in promoting gender equality and also pushing for women's leadership in recent years?
Thank you. At UN Women, we're very proud that Vietnam is one of those member states that is really taking their commitment to gender equality seriously. Over the last decade, we've seen Vietnam make a steady progress across several domains that we use to assess gender equality. In terms of economic participation, Vietnam ranks 25th in the world in terms of promoting economic participation of women. And so I think for me, I would still say Vietnam is on a good track. And 2030 is 5 years away. We do know there are certain things Vietnam can do to achieve the goal for gender equality.
Beyond politics, we see women making their marks in various fields, from business, education, sports, and to international peacekeeping as well. So how do you assess the growing diversity and also the depth of the women contributions in these fields?
So I would use maybe 3 words to sum up what I see. The first one would be extraordinary. And I would say resilient. And the last one would be courageous. Vietnam, across different areas, has shown that its women are capable and its women are modest. We don't see a lot of them, but they are there. They are able to actually contribute not just within their country, but within global agendas.
And as our guest has pointed out, we are witnessing a powerful wave of Vietnamese women continuing to rise and take on key leadership positions. Clearly, these remarkable achievements in gender equality are not a coincidence. They stem from strong political commitment, effectively translated into concrete policies issued by the party and the state over the years. So we see there are many women entrepreneurs. Do you think they are the one who understand best and they might be the key to help us break through the obstacles and challenges for women who wish to realize their leadership potential?
So we have a saying that goes, he who's wearing the shoes know how painful or how relaxed they are. So I would totally agree that women entrepreneurs know best their experience and how their reality can be changed, which brings us back to the question of leadership. We need to give women voice, because it's not just about the numbers. It's not about women counting how many women we have at certain levels, but actually assessing how enabling is the environment for them to have a voice, for their perspectives and their experiences to be counted in decision-making. And so the ability of our sectors, of public and private sectors, our community processes, to be fully embracive of women's lived realities and cognizant of women's solutions is critical.
Now, in a society that is constantly evolving, creating open spaces for dialogue and international knowledge exchange forms an essential foundation for identifying and dismantling the barriers that hinder women from fully realizing their potential in leadership positions. And this is also the goal of the seminar, Women in Leadership, Overcoming Barriers, recently co-organized in Hanoi by the G4 Embassies Group and the Vietnam Women's Museum.
Women make up the majority of workers in coffee production and play a key role in determining quality, yet their contributions are often overlooked. They still have limited opportunity to access leadership roles. This was what motivated Dr. Đào Ngọc Anh to establish the Vietnam chapter of the International Women Coffee Alliance, a social enterprise that provides financial management and labor safety training for women working in the coffee industry.
I realized that the women in coffee are a lot, but their representation is limited because they represent a lot of in the field, but not on public stages. And their leadership opportunity is also limited. And I realized they can contribute a lot to change the presentation of Vietnamese coffee.
Strengthening and promoting women leadership in key export sectors such as coffee was among the many stories shared at the Women Leadership Overcoming Barriers seminar. Beyond offering inspiration, the event also created an open platform for discussions on the obstacles women continue to face in their journey towards leadership and management roles across all fields, from cultural norms and institutional biases to unequal access to opportunities. From there, international experiences and solutions were proposed to help build a fairer and more equitable environment.
So in Norway, we've had strong laws on gender equality, on quotas, for example, to have at least 40% of each gender, whether it's within the political parties, which then translates into the representation of women in our parliament.
I think mentorship, women and girls learning from women who have succeeded in their careers, who are leading in their careers, and hold those leadership positions, they can bring others along with them, lift up the others along with them. But that's not a role, mentorship is not just a role for women to women, men have to do this too.
Now, when we look at the bigger picture, what do you think, what policies or priorities should Vietnam focus on to really to be able to realize the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030, especially regarding gender equality and also empowering women?
Vietnam has a very strong legal framework. Strengthening the existing framework means putting resources that enable the translation of the policy intention into tangible realities for women, girls, men, boys at the commune level. But also we can look at emerging issues. So right now, as Vietnam is transitioning, it is still faced with climate impacts. We are devastated by floods in the last couple of weeks. And how do we invest in climate adaptation and climate mitigation in a gender-responsive way, harnessing the capacities, the experience, and the perspectives of women through their engagement in leadership, so that they are not just beneficiaries or consumers of technology or solutions, but they themselves are also part of the solution creation.
Yes, thank you once again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, elevating women's leadership is a long journey, and it requires the collective support of the entire community, along with timely, practical, and inclusive policies. But above all, it is a journey of determination, of breaking boundaries, and of relentless perseverance from every woman. And once again, we would like to express our heartfelt appreciation to all the women who have been tirelessly contributing to the nation's development.